The real constitutional crisis here is not the behavior of this president, whose biggest crime is that the Democrats just can't stand him, whose biggest crime is he took the rightful throne away from the Clinton dynasty. That's where we sit. None of that is impeachable. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Constitution Corner. Well, interesting stuff. A real-world application of what the Constitution Corner segment exists for. For those of us who have not studied, who don't make it our life to understand the Constitution, because that's the way this country has thrived and survived, this is a perfect example. Impeachment, what is it? Where does it come from? Well, according to the Constitution and the founding documents, only the Congress alone has the right to impeach a president or other high-ranking official. Only the Congress. And when you think about that, and we saw this with the Bill Clinton impeachment, the Republicanly controlled Congress back in 98, they voted to impeach Bill Clinton, but they don't have the final say. We have checks and balances. So while the Constitution has the power of impeachment in the hands fully and legally of the Congress, it is the Senate that gets to, quote unquote, try the case. And as we saw in 1998, the Democrat-controlled Senate actually voted to not carry through with impeachment of Bill Clinton. And one of the interesting kind of neat factors, too, is when impeachment moves, when the Congress votes to impeach, it then moves to the Senate, and the Supreme Court justice, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, kind of overhears or sits over the legal aspects of impeachment in the Senate. So it's a very thoughtful process, and one that has been used quite sparingly for obvious reasons. So constitutionally, we have founding fathers who gave us a way to remove duly elected officials if they engage in what we call high crimes and misdemeanors. And so when we think about the Donald Trump case and we look at this from a constitutional perspective, it's not really, when you look at this latest Ukraine kerfuffle, because that's what it is. This is a sitting president talking to a Ukrainian official about something that actually happened. Hunter Biden getting preferential treatment, Hunter Biden, the son of Joe Biden, making a lot of money by his contacts in a position that he was given in the Ukraine. Joe Biden himself has admitted that he bragged about, as vice president, ending the investigation into this. This is not an impeachable case for Donald Trump. The Democrats may indeed impeach him because they're the majority. And I wouldn't be surprised if most Democrats vote to impeach and even some squishy Republicans join them. Fine, well, do it. But in the Senate, it's another thing. Can you carry through on that? And what does this mean for the country, by the way? It seems to me that of all the things that Donald Trump has been accused of, this is sort of the lamest. You know, the Russian thing went on for 2 years. It had no legs. This is pretty tame. The bigger problem, it seems to me, is that the Democrats have a sense of entitlement that is unconstitutional. They seem to believe, because they started talking impeachment before Trump ever even won the election. There was already a plan. And so what this is a constitutional crisis, but not the one the Democrats think. This is not a president guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors, and one who has to be removed for the safety of the American Republic. The real constitutional crisis here is you have a Democrat Party that from the moment there was even a possibility that anybody but Hillary could have been president, they began extra constitutional, extra republic-based maneuvers to try to undermine this president, to create dossiers on this president, to get foreign leaders to provide information that would doom this president. Ironically, the very thing he's being accused of now, right? The Democrats did it full force. And from the moment Donald Trump became president, there has been this non-stop call for impeachment. Impeach, impeach, impeach. We've said before, and I'll say it again, at some point the law of the boy who cried wolf does kick in. The Democrats, for 2.5, 3 years now, have made impeachment the only solution to this president. They haven't been able to slow him down. They haven't really been able to damage his popularity. They have not weakened his base at all. They have not only not undercut his donors, but he's fundraising off of this now. He's raking in millions of dollars on the basis of this. The real constitutional crisis here is not the behavior of this president, whose biggest crime is that the Democrats just can't stand him. Whose biggest crime is he took the rightful throne away from the Clinton dynasty. That's where we sit. None of that is impeachable. So in the final analysis, it is my very considered opinion that we are going to impeach Donald Trump on a fake constitutional crisis, which in turn is going to expose a real constitutional crisis. That is the Democrats' entitlement to power and their opposition to anyone, whatever, who is going to occupy the office of president who no longer shares progressive values. That's, I think, where we're going. So in a way, this is a win-win for the president. He's fundraising off it. His approval ratings are going to go up because of it. His base is going to be stronger for it. And the Democrats are going to look really, really seriously stupid. Honor the Constitution by understanding the Constitution. You can go to thenewamerican.com and jbs.org for more info and more shows.